In the middle section, it's lined with Corinthian columns. This is where the people of the ancient city would meet and know about their daily business. Shops were located in roofed colonnades. The main section of the Great Colonnade runs from the northwest to the Triumphal Gate, where it changes direction, joining the Via Sacra, the sacred road to the Temple of Baal in the southwest. The columns, almost 10 meters tall, each have a console which once held a statue of its donor or of a local dignitary. The colonnades were roofed, and the play of light and shade must have given the whole street a positively theatrical air. Walking through Palmyra must have been like entering one stage set after another, each with its own special architectural effect. The Great Colonnade formed the spine of the city. Along it lay temples and public buildings, some of which were built before it was. The width of the passage varies, as do the gaps between the columns and their heights. They all had to fit the existing buildings. Given this fact, the impression of unity is a masterly architectural achievement. This column is unusual, because it's made of basalt rather than sandstone. The basalt column marked entrance to the city's bath complex. It was probably built on the remains of earlier baths in the reign of the Emperor Diocletian at the end of the 3rd century AD. Since some scholars think that this was where Empress Zenobia's palace stood, the complex has been called the Bath of Zenobia. Certainly Zenobia, the monarch, the self-confident Augusta, would have lived in a luxurious palace which included a bath complex. The beautiful emperor may perhaps have looked like one of the bejeweled women whose features have survived as tomb carvings. This sculpture is known as the Beauty of Palmyra. Numerous portraits of women at the time make it clear that it wasn't just the Empress Zenobia who played a role in Palmyra. The women in general have a self-confident demeanor. They seem to claim an equal place alongside men. One of the best sculptures is the banqueting couch of Malko, now in the National Museum in Damascus. Malko was a rich resident of the city, and he commissioned this sculpture for a niche of his burial vault. He chose to be shown give a dinner in the way usual for wealthy people. On such occasions, people wore their best clothes, jewelry, and reclined on richly embroidered cushions to eat. Malko had himself portrayed with his 3 sons. He's wearing a priest's headgear with a laurel wreath around it. Sons assist their father in ritually continuing the earthly banquet beyond the grave. Tomb sculptures give an indication of how people in Palmyra lived. There was little furniture in the houses, but great worth was laid on clothes and jewelry. Tunics were made of undyed linen. Malko, the dominant figure, holds a golden offering bowl in his hand. Men and women hardly differ in their clothing, for the men's clothes also boast ornamental embroidery. It's interesting that the women wore headscarves and veils long before the Islamization of Syria. Time and again, it's astonishing to see how what at first seem idealized figures stereotype reveal on a closer look the features of once living people, recognizable as individuals. In the northeast of the city, far from the great colonnaded street, is the Baal Shammai temple, one of the most important in Palmyra. The temple was dedicated to a deity of Phoenician origin. Like Baal, he was identified with Jupiter. He is the Lord of heaven, and he forms a trinity together with Aglibol, the moon god, and Malakbil, a sun and fertility god. Near the Baal Shammai temple, Swiss archaeologists found a border section from a niche which shows the sun god dressed as a legionary. A huge eagle spreads its wings out over him. Now in the Palmyra Museum, it's impressive relief with clear forms. Next to the Lord of Heaven is an eagle carrying a sprig of laurel in its beak. This small, well-preserved temple was later used as a Christian church. The house of the storm god, the rain god who brings fertility, the cosmic god, was just as suited to Christian rituals. Westwards, a great colonnade leads to the tetrapylon, which marks the second section of the main thoroughfare. Here, the street changes direction, but only by 10 degrees. The tetrapylon is an outstanding landmark, site in the middle of the city. It consists of 4 square pedestals, each with 4 pink granite columns supporting an entablature. Only one of the columns, which had to be brought all the way from Aswan in Egypt to Palmyra, is an original piece. The others are reproductions made of colored cement. Originally, there were statues on the pedestals between them. Massive column and pedestals form an ensemble which provides an architectural counterpart to the monumental arched gate. The Senate, or government of the city, occupied a comparatively small space. The circular seat for the senators attending meetings also survived. The Senate adjoined the customs yard, where the goods brought into the city by the caravan were traded. The caravans had to unload their wares here and pay duty on them. The agora, large open square was laid out in the second half of the 1st century AD. It was enclosed by colonnaded porticos on all 4 sides. Here too the columns bore moulded consoles with statues. On the south side of the agora, these were of caravan drivers, and on the west side of army leaders. Those to the north were exclusively of high officials, and those to the east portrayed members of the imperial Roman house of Severus. Thus, in its most important public place, the city honored those to whom it primarily owed its wealth and prestige. The agora was the place where public assemblies and weekly markets were held. The people of the surrounding area, nomads, also were permitted to enter it. In all Greek and Roman cities, the agora lay at the heart of public life, with people constantly coming and going, trading and bargaining. From the monumental arched gate, you come to the ruins of the temple of Nabu. Nabu was the son of Marduk, the lord of heaven in the Babylonian pantheon. He was the secretary of the god of wisdom and calligraphy. His Babylonian origin illustrates once more how religion and culture, as well as social life here, were shaped by Eastern influences, although Nabu was also equated with the Greek god Apollo. The shrine to Nabu, like the Baal temple, consisted of a sanctuary surrounded by columns which supported a flat roof. West of Palmyra, at the end of the Great Colonnade, one part of the city extends beyond the rest. Several exits lead onto the road to Diocletian's camp. The Roman emperor had it built between 293 and 303 AD. When you come to the altar square, the stairway leads up to the banner shrine. At the northern end of the main street of the camp, Via Praetoria, stands the temple of the Arabian goddess Allat. Her cult was conducted in this shrine for 300 years. Diocletian's camp, too, had to be excavated. For centuries, its remaining columns had been steadily eroded by wind, while its temples and garrison buildings had long since collapsed and been covered by rubble and sand. Diocletian's camp was entered through the Damascus Gate. Arriving and departing caravans were assembled in the oval court, which only the perimeter section has survived. From Diocletian's camp, it's a short walk to the extraordinary Valley of the Tombs. Here, the city's most important families built stone towers to house their tombs. The funerary tower is probably an original Palmyrene creation. The multi-story towers have enough space for an entire clan. The tomb tower of El Abel is one of the most famous. On either side of the ground floor chamber, there are niches to house the remains of family members. A covered ceiling enhances the dignity of the mortuary, where families would come to honor their dead. A stairway leads to the upper floors. Here too there are niches with compartments for the dead. Next to the tomb tower, underground grave vaults of Hypodia were also built. The tomb of the three brothers has a ground plan in the shape of a letter T. To the left and right of the entrance, passageways lead to the grave niches. The main chamber is painted with frescoes and richly decorated for the dead and living gathered here. In all, 325 people were buried in this family vault. The ceiling medallion shows Zeus as an eagle, abducting the boy Ganymede. The tomb of Yahweh was dismantled in Palmyra and rebuilt its original form at the National Museum in Damascus. This hypogeum from 180 AD is one of the most important examples of indigenous Palmyrene tomb architecture. A long passageway holds niche after niche in which the many family members are buried. Altogether 219 people found their final rest here that are portrayed on memorial slabs.